There are some good reasons why you may not want to move to Playa Vista. Now, if you're thinking about making the move to Los Angeles and you've got Playa Vista as one of your target areas, this is a video you want to stay tuned for. Now, it's understandable why you and many others are considering that move to Playa Vista, especially if you're in the tech sector. It has become the heart of Silicon Beach and attracting many, many people to the area. It is really only one of the newer planned communities. The oldest structures there in 2003. You're just minutes from the beach. It is walkable. You've got loads of amenities, all the entertainment, dining, shopping that you could want right in your own backyard. Loads of open space, parkland, hiking trails, dog parks, festivals, movies in the park, community events. Really, what's not to like? I know I just painted a rosy picture of Playa Vista, gave you reasons why people are moving here, and you came to this video to see why you may not want to move here, and we are going to get into that right now, so stay tuned. If you really want to see what it's like to live in Playa Vista, make sure you check out my other video, Pros and Cons of Living in Playa Vista. You'll get a better sense of the overall lifestyle. All right, jumping right into it with reason number one, and that is that there are too many fees when owning a home in Playa Vista. Now, you're considering making the move to Los Angeles, so you have to have some idea that LA is an expensive housing market. If you want a little bit more information, make sure you check out one of my other videos on cost of living in Los Angeles or pros and cons of LA. So housing is already expensive enough when living in Los Angeles, and Playa Vista is no exception. The cost of housing in Playa Vista is exceptionally high on the West LA area. But we're not talking about the expense of purchasing a home or a condo. We're talking about additional fees. Now, when you're buying a single family home, you don't really expect any additional fees except for the property taxes that you're gonna have to pay annually. Or if you're buying a condo or a townhome, then yes, you're gonna be paying an HOA fee that usually pays for building maintenance or amenities, whatever the community has to offer. But in Playa Vista, you actually have 4 fees. 4 fees, I know. It is crazy, and they add up quickly and they become expensive. There are 2 HOA fees, a Mello-Roos tax and a community enhancement fee, and we're gonna get into all of those right now. Now, the first fee you're gonna have to pay is the community fee, which is the Playa Vista Parks and Landscaping HOA fee, which is $280 a month. It's subject to change. Now, what this covers is some of your amenities in the Playa Vista community, including the Center Point Club, which is a pool and clubhouse area, security patrol, landscaping of the area and the neighborhood, community events, concerts, also includes security, Time Warner cable, and high-speed internet. So you do get quite a bit for your monthly fee, but it is something in addition that you need to be aware of that's going to cost you every single month. Now, in addition to that HOA fee, you're going to have your individual building HOA fee. Each building within the Playa Vista community, condos, townhomes, they have their own homeowners association. Now, these buildings vary and the fees vary depending on the building and the amenities for that specific location. They run between $400 and $700 a month. Some of the buildings have their own pool instead of having to share with the Center Point community pool. Some of the buildings have their own gyms. Some of them have other types of amenities like outdoor barbecues and outdoor grills. So it will depend on the building that you purchase in, but that is an additional monthly fee to expect when living in the Playa Vista community. Now, the third fee you should expect is something called the Mello-Roos tax. Now, I won't get into the details exactly of what Mello-Roos is, but what it is, it's a special tax on a newer planned community that goes towards paying the infrastructure, because at this time, Playa Vista was just nothing but wetlands and marshland. There was really no infrastructure there, no plumbing, electrical, no lighting, no streets. Well, this Mello-Roos fee this tax goes to paying off the money that it took to put that infrastructure in. Now, this Mello-Roos tax averages around $3,000 a year. It will depend, it's based on the square footage and the size of your unit. You can get detailed information. If you reach out to me, I can send you a chart on what that looks like. Now, the good thing about the Mello-Roos fee is that it really only applies to the first phase of the Playa Vista development. So if you happen to buy in the first phase, there are several phases that they built out in Playa Vista, then you would be subject to this. But if you buy in the newer phases, then you wouldn't be hit with this Mello-Roos fee. Now, the issue is if you're buying in Playa Vista, it is an expensive neighborhood. So if you're on the lower end of the price point, most likely you will be purchasing in that first phase because it is the older part of Playa Vista. And when I say older, it's 2003, 2004 build, so not super old, but that phase is subject to the Mello-Roos fee. So something to keep in mind if you are purchasing there, and always reach out to me or my team and we can help you determine if you are buying in that particular phase. Now, the last fee that you have to keep in mind is the community enhancement fee. Now, this one doesn't necessarily apply on a monthly or annual basis. When it applies is when you purchase or sell a condo or townhome, single family home in the Playa Vista area. And this is an additional fee. When you sell a place, you have transfer taxes, you have a city transfer tax, a county transfer tax. Well, Playa Vista has an enhancement fee due on sale of a unit, which is 0.75% of the purchase price. Now, this fee is negotiated between buyer and seller. There is no set standard of who pays for it. It depends on the market itself. Sometimes the buyer pays for it on the purchase. Sometimes the seller pays for it on the sale. And depending on which market it is, you may end up paying it twice when you purchase and when you sell it. But it is a negotiated fee, but it must get paid by somebody. And again, I'm Dave Fine with the Real Estate Dads, a real estate agent right here in Los Angeles. Love making videos of what it's like to live, work, and play in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas. So make sure you subscribe, tap the bell to get notified of new videos, hit the like button if you like what you see, comment below so I can answer any questions that you have. And more than making videos, my team and I love helping people relocate and move to Los Angeles and the surrounding neighborhoods. So if you are thinking about making the move, make sure you reach out to us. Send us a text, shoot us a phone call, send us an email, WhatsApp, whatever's easier for you. We've got your back when moving to Los Angeles. All right, another reason why you may not want to move to Playa Vista is the lack of personal space when you're owning your own property.
Val, I need the space.
Now, Playa Vista, a vast majority of the homes here in Playa Vista are condos and townhomes. It is rare to find a single family home. And if you do find a single family home, there's very little backyard space. I mean, it almost feels like a little patio instead. And you're pretty much right up against your neighbor with very little space in between each of the single family homes. So if you are someone that wants a little piece of land with your home, like that single family lifestyle or more outdoor space, then Playa Vista is probably not the community for you. It can really feel like you're living on top of your neighbor, quite literally if you've bought one of the condos or townhomes. But for me personally, I love Playa Vista for the community and everything that it has to offer. But for me personally, I'm probably just gonna go visit, even though I've got a number of friends that do live in the Playa Vista community. For me, I like more space. I like space between my neighbors. I like to have more of a yard because I'm someone that likes my indoor-outdoor lifestyle on my own personal property. I like to entertain, have family and friends over. I like to have my kids just go out in the backyard and run themselves wild so they can tire themselves out. I like to barbecue in the background with a bunch of people. I like to have pools in my backyard. It's just something I can personally relax, just have my own personal space where if I feel like when I want to go outside and hang out, I don't necessarily have to be within the community. I can still have my own privacy and just kind of relax and be on my own. Now, Playa Vista is a newer development, and I think the plan was to get as many people into this community as possible. So that's why they didn't really do a big single family home track. What I have seen and what I have witnessed and what I hear from people that live there, they love the community element to living in Playa Vista. Now, again, it really depends on what type of lifestyle you're looking for, but Playa Vista, because of the way it was developed, it really draws people to come out and be a part of the community in all of the open spaces, the parkland, the dog parks, the hiking trails, the outdoor dining at the restaurants, all of the infrastructure, the way it's all built, the community pools, the concerts, the events, everything is just welcoming the community to come out, join together, and have fun together and relax together. And if that's something that you're looking for, then Playa Vista is absolutely the right space for you. It was really created to encourage people to go out, mingle, socialize, and create this kind of tight-knit community. And I can see the attraction on that. Again, for me personally, I like to be able to go to something like that, go to a neighborhood like that, but not necessarily live within that. I mean, Playa Vista has just created its own supper club. So if that doesn't tell you how close the community is, I don't know what else would. All right, number 3 on the list of what you may not like about Playa Vista is that it almost feels like a movie set. Now, what do I mean by that? It's almost too manicured. Everything looks the same. There's really no distinguishing or distinct architectural features, in my opinion at least. Everything is super planned out. And for me, I'd like a little bit of variety in my neighborhood. I like a little bit of variety in my community. And it almost feels like the Truman Show, where you almost don't feel like you're in reality, and you do feel completely kind of separated off from the rest of the city when you're within Playa Vista. And maybe that's something that you would like, a little break from the rest of the city and not having to leave your community for anything, because it does have all your amenities from shopping, dining, entertainment. It's outdoor recreation. It's all there for you. You literally don't have to leave the community at all. But for when I'm walking around or driving around, it just feels too homogenous. It's just too much of the same. for my taste, especially if I'm living there again, for me to go there, take advantage of the entertainment and shopping, but be able to go back to my own neighborhood, then that's what I like Playa Vista for. But living within it, for me, I can feel I can just get too monotonous of seeing what to me seems like the same thing over and over again. It almost feels like there's a glitch in the matrix or something, because a lot of the buildings look the same. Now, I can see some positive aspects to this because it's so well manicured. It tends to be on the cleaner side, and it tends to be inviting as far as getting the community out. And it really could be your own little oasis within the greater Los Angeles city, which I can see would be very appealing. The next reason you may not want to move to Playa Vista is the crime. Now, a lot of people won't talk about this, but I'm going to. So in Playa Vista, you are paying fees for patrol services and security. The buildings are supposed to be secure, but there is a decent amount of crime that goes on in this very well manicured neighborhood that you're paying a lot of money for monthly on top of your housing expense. That there's a lot of crime, especially when it comes to theft. I can't tell you how many stories you hear about bike theft or package theft or mail theft. It happens constantly within these buildings, and it's on camera. There's really not much people can do about it. It is caught, and the way things work in Los Angeles is these are considered small petty crimes, and if they are caught, they're just released back onto the streets again, and they're going to come right back and do it again because there's really no consequences for them stealing. So again, you feel like you're living in this well manicured, pristine, expensive neighborhood, and yet you have this constant theft and crime going on in the Playa Vista area. In addition to that, you do have quite a few of these RV campers that was be part of the homeless community that's kind of in the outer edges and surrounding areas of Playa Vista. And they've tried working on this of having them not being able to park there for X amount of days in a row. But even if they move, they're just going to come back the following week and park there again. And I do think there is a correlation between that and some of the crime that's going on in Playa Vista. Now, you may be asking, well, how does this all go on with the security, with the patrolling? And it just does. There's only so much of that goes on. These buildings are secure, but people kind of sneak in through the doors, or they act like they live there and somebody holds the door open for them, or frankly, they just kind of jimmy a lock or bust open some bars and they're in. So if you are going to be living there, make sure that you're probably not parking your bike in these common areas. Even the bike locker rooms that they have in these buildings are getting broken into, and multiple bikes are being stolen at a time. So you almost have to keep everything within your own unit and your own personal storage in your unit, or else you may be susceptible to the bike theft. And package theft, same thing. It just happens quite a bit. And I think what it is, it's a big draw. They know how dense living that there is, that they can go into this one community and just pick up a bunch of bikes and pick up a bunch of packages and just be on with it. So something to consider. There is a crime element in Playa Vista. No matter how beautiful and how pristine this community is, you do have that to consider. In addition to the bike and the package theft and mail theft, you also have car break-ins that can be pretty common in the Playa Vista area. Now, most likely you will be parking behind gated and secured parking structures within the building. But again, as I mentioned, people find their ways in, and you just may not want to leave a bunch of personal items sitting in your car because people will break into them and steal what they see. If you want more details about the type of crime going on in Playa Vista and just Los Angeles in general, I always consider you to go to lapdonline.org. You can see the link below, and that'll give you different crime stats for the different neighborhoods in Los Angeles, and you can see what's going on for yourself. Now, with all this being said, Playa Vista is still a neighborhood and a community that still may be attracted to you. There are a number of great reasons to live in Playa Vista. Check out my video, Pros and Cons of Living in Playa Vista, if you want a better idea of kind of the lifestyle and what it's like to live in that community. But there are some cons, and I just presented them to you in this video. And if you have any questions about making the move to Los Angeles or considering making the move to LA or Playa Vista specifically, make sure you reach out to us, phone, text, email, WhatsApp, whatever is easier for you. If you like to see these videos more, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell to get notified, hit the like button if you like what you see, comment below so I can answer any questions that you may have, and we'll see you on the next video.